It
Who's that?
was my phone.
Hey.
It's Google.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I got to turn my phone off. Hey, everybody. How you doing? My name is Kenny, and with me is Megan, and this is the Nerd Nation podcast, and we are here to talk about nerd stuff, as much nerd stuff as we can talk about. Um,
Always.
and hold on a second. I am doing a couple things at once, and podcast. This is Kathy. She does everything, and now I'm doing everything, and I don't know how to deal. I don't know how to cope. It's my fault.
Wait, what?
Anyway,
What?
one second. I said no. I said I'm used to my sister Kathy doing everything, like technical, and now I have to do everything technical, and I'm trying to get used to that. So I'm trying to do like a lot of technical. Yeah, I'm trying to do a lot of technical things at once, and it is what it is. Your mother is watching though.
Yeah, no, she said konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, yes, your mother's watching. She says Konnichiwa. Hey, Dion, how are you doing today? Now, um,
Hey, it's Mark.
your buddy Mark's on. Okay, all right, great. Thanks for joining us. Now,
Sorry, my phone's
yeah,
gonna keep yelling at me occasionally
yeah,
with nerd
you
stuff.
vibrate like
So
that.
no, I leave it on
So,
because it's nerd stuff. I got Natsu from Fairy Tale, Moogle noises, and
okay,
Chocobo noises from Final Fantasy. So I mean, it's nerd friendly.
okay. Well, today
How do I
we're going to talk
message
about
back in the comments?
we're going. I don't. You can message right back in the comments inside there. Today we're going to talk about Wonder Woman 1984. Not so much criticizing the movie because you didn't see the movie, but it stunk.
No,
It
no.
sucked.
I mean, I'm
But
down
not
for
so much.
spoilers. I don't get that mad when it
Okay,
comes to
well,
superhero movies.
we're going to give you some spoilers then. But basically, I don't know what happened. Megan, where'd you go? But basically, what we're talking about is Wonder Woman 1984. And I lost Megan real quick. I don't know where she's at, but she should be coming back any minute now. Um, but anyway, we're talking about Wonder Woman 1984. And and basically, this movie was, in my opinion, it was a waste of a movie. Um, and there was so much going on in Wonder Woman 1984 that made it a waste of a movie. That, in my opinion, there could have been so many other things that. Hold on a second. There she
Sorry
is.
about that.
There's so what happened to you? There's so many different
Um,
movies that they could have did.
I'm a
Besides
genius
Wonder
and I
Woman, so many
accidentally
cats
hit
they
the
could have did.
login button.
Besides Wonder Woman, but hold on a second. See,
Sorry.
here's Wonder Woman, and that's the 1984 poster and everything that went with the movie and everything. And you know, it was a nice love story, I guess,
She's decked
in a
out
way.
like
It was
Golden Frieza.
yeah, it's this is a costume this is a battle costume that they hyped all through the advertisements. The battle costume that was supposed to be so great, and she only used it one time in the final battle. And it took Cheetah like 2 minutes to get rid of this costume.
Wait, what? It took her
It
two
took Cheetah
minutes to
like
do
two
what with the
minutes
cup?
to rip through the costume. Just start tearing the costume apart.
What? Why talk up a costume like that if it's just gonna fall apart like rice paper?
Mm, yeah, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that's what they did. So that being said, we're going to talk about some other We're going to talk about some
Um,
other ideals here.
that picture is kind of like the perfect example of how a pretty face sells movies nowadays. The movie can be completely shit, but people will
Well,
go see it for a pretty face.
and that's exactly what happened. They went to see it for a pretty face. I will say, in this movie, Gal Gadot did a great acting job as Wonder Woman. The whole thing was the storyline was kind of they based the whole storyline on a wishing stone. So she made a wish in this 94, and Trevor came back from the dead, but he didn't really come back from the dead. He inherited another guy's body. So everybody else saw this other guy, but when she looked at him, she saw Steve, which is kind of weird because
So
she made love to the guy's body. So that was kind of I don't know if you
kind
can
of
get
reminds me
that,
of this show that I watched over the summer. I can't remember the name of it, but these people had like stacks in their necks. And once you shoot the stack, that's it. There's no uploading your consciousness to another body. But kind of sounds similar to that. Or, the poltergeist has just straight up robs someone of their body. Hello.
Yeah, well,
No.
this is I don't know what they did, but his essence took over somebody else's body. And she saw Steve, everybody else saw the other guy. And she went to bed with this guy. So who knows if this guy had a family, had a wife, whatever.
Or had
He slept with Wonder
herpes.
Woman. Or had herpes.
Wonder Woman
It
had
was it was
vaginal
it was
herpes now.
it was the 80s. It was the 80s. And herpes was big in the 80s.
That's funny.
I was around in the 80s and I managed to avoid that. But
Hold up.
some people didn't. Some people didn't.
Kenny, read that comment my friend Mark just posted.
Sounds like hold on a second. Bear with me 1 second. I can do this. Mark's
post the
comment
comment up there.
was yeah.
That's a beautiful
Sounds
comment.
like from a true Dragon Tale. Yes. I wish with all my heart type ish. You know what, Mark? You don't have to curb your language for this show. Yeah, it was some bullshit. Some like I wish with all my heart. I remember Dragon Tales. Yeah, Dragon Tales. I remember my kids watching that show. Yeah, but yeah, it was like that. I wish with all my heart. And everybody had a wish, and they made their wishes come true. And that was and my cousin Lisa's list. Oh no, not my cousin. This is not my cousin. This is Dion. Dion says, "Oh, my cousin Lisa is listening. Hey, Lisa.
I was gonna say she did say hi. And I was like, "Do you have a cousin Lisa?"
Hello, Lisa. You're on YouTube. Yes, my cousin Lisa is listening. And but right now, and your mother Dion says, sounds like a ghost in the shell thing they are trying to pull off.
Kinda, not exactly. I don't know if anybody robbing some. Well, I guess they did a few times in Ghost in the Shell. It's not that they robbed them of their bodies. It's just they hacked into their systems and
Yeah.
basically took over that way rather than poltergeisting their way into someone's body.
So okay, so basically, what happened? Wonder Woman. They found this wishing stone. The doctor, who was Cheetah, found this. Had the stone. It was at the museum, and she made a wish that Steve Trevor would come back, and he came back like a couple days later through somebody else's body, and then Kristen Wiig, who played Dr. Renee, who wanted to be in Cheetah. She wanted to be more like Diana because she was a nerd. And, you introduce her in papers or flyers, she's walking, everybody's ignoring her. She opens a bag and the papers fall out. She was like the typical nerd thing that you see in every movie where a supervillain is a nerd and gets power. Kind of like Electro, the Spider-Man Electro, that movie.
I was
Kind
gonna
of like,
say Spider-Man, him. This first person
Yeah.
that came to mind. This good old pussy
Like the
Peter
Electro
Parker. Until
no.
he became Spider-Man.
But
Then he was a badass.
you see Spider-Man with Spider-Man with Jay Fox, and he was Electro, and he was all nerdy. Nobody liked him. Nobody talked to him. And then he got the power, so now he's all same thing. So Dr. Minerva is admired of Diana, and she wants to be like Diana, and that's what she wishes for. She wishes to be Diana, and she didn't realize because Diana was in her regular clothes. She didn't realize being like Diana meant you had super strength. So she walked around, and when she was friends with Diana, trying to help her stop the bad guy, but then she realized to stop the bad guy, she would lose her power. So then she died with the bad guy against Diana, and that was one storyline. The other storyline was the guy Max Lord, who, got the wishing stone and wished that the stone became him. So now he was the wishing stone. So whenever he touched somebody and asked them for a wish, they got their wish. So that just caused the destruction of the world. So everybody had to renounce their wish. So he was on some kind of satellite thing, and she tricked him with the magic lasso. I don't know how this happened. She tricked him with the magic lasso.
Backfiring.
Yeah, well, she
Wishing
tricked him
stone.
with the magic lasso to get everybody to turn back their wish. So everybody turned back their wish, and it's happily ever. And there you go. And Steve had to go back. His essence had to go back to heaven or wherever he was from. Cheetah became Cheetah only because she wished to become Cheetah. And
I'm
then,
just saying, I want to say something about that wishing stone, that dude becoming the wishing stone, though, because all I can think of is Family Guy when Peter Griffin wished that everything he touched turned into Robin Williams. So you might get an idiot like him wishing that everything he touched turns into Robin Williams. But then again, I think I'd probably be happier in the world because then he'll be back. Who is Katie?
There you go.
Hi, my Katie. But mom's laughing at that. Apparently she'd like Robin Williams to come back too. The whole world would be a lot more funny.
KT Constantino? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know KT Constantino?
She wants to run you for your shirt because it's Batman. She said she loves the shirt today.
Thank you very much. I have a lot of different shirts, but I love my Batman. Batman's the best. So anyway, switched over to my YouTube. Thank you, Mark, for still joining. So what I came up with, I think the Wonder Woman movie was so bad. The acting was good. Kristen Wiig, the guy who played the villain, the Mandalorian guy who played the villain. Their acting was great, but I think DC and Warner Brothers wasted time. So I came up with a list of other people that they could have did a single movie about, because DC always wastes their movie efforts.
I was gonna say, I told you who my first one was of the Black Widow, Domino.
Domino.
As Deadpool said.
I didn't do Marvel, but Domino's Marvel, but we can't we'll try to get to some Marvel people too. But let's deal with some of our DC people first. One of the first people I have. Hold on a second.
Katie's about to want to meet you, man. Mom's telling her the stuff you got. It's about to be over.
Yes, I have Batman dishes, Batman plates. I have Batman underwear. I have Batman sheets. I have a Batman onesie. I have tons of Batman shirts. I have matter of fact, I opened up my beer with my Batman beer opener, bottle opener rather. And I have I said Batman sheets, yes. Batman sheets, I have Batman body pillow. I have Batman blanket.
Your mind right now.
I have a lot of Batman stuff. I love.
He's got
Batman's
the deluxe edition
hero.
of your Batcave from middle school and high school, Katie.
I wish I don't have it. I wish I had it. I have a Batmobile sitting over there. I have a couple of Batman action figures. Oh yeah, Batman's the one. So we have a list of people
Sailor Moon too.
So we have a bunch of heroes that I think in the DC universe. I didn't hit Marvel yet because we know Domino's Marvel. We didn't hit that yet. But in the DC universe, I have a couple of heroes that, and chime in if you think. Guys, leave your comments. Tell me what superhero in from the DC Warner Brothers universe you think they could have did a movie with instead of doing um instead of doing Wonder Woman. So one of the first people I got here that they could have did a
Tell
movie
me it's
with.
Nightwing.
Oh no, not no a woman. So can't be a guy. It's got to be a woman.
Woman. It could be
Yeah,
gender bent Nightwing.
No, well, they did. I'm trying to think of other superheroines that they could have did a movie about, other than Wonder Woman. So I'm not like if I went to all the superheroes, that's such a wide range of people that will cover that another day. But I'm going to female characters because one thing they missed in this Wonder Woman movie, with so much going on with the Me Too movement and so much women's lib things going on now, so much positive things going on for women. We got a woman vice president coming in. We had a woman when this movie was made before we had a woman run for president. Like there's so many strong women in the world that this movie didn't really focus on that. It pretty much showed guys hitting on Wonder Woman and hitting on the Cheetah character. That's all it showed. The guys are slime. That's all it showed. There wasn't any strong winning moments in this, which is very disappointing.
Just saying, man. I've had those days where I can't go outside at all. Like Katie says, I need protection when I go outside sometimes.
I can imagine. The first time you appeared with me, there's a whole bunch of guys calling me up going, "Hey, who's that girl you got?" I'm like, "Yo, man, back off, chill." Okay, so the first thing that they could have did a movie on.
Katie said Batgirl.
Yes,
she called it before you pulled the picture up.
Me and you are here, Katie. We are here. We are right here, eye to eye, Katie.
On the same wavelength.
Katie,
that's crazy though.
You need to hang out, Katie, and dinner's going to be on you, because you know. I'm just saying.
No.
But anyway, Batgirl, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
You mean dinner's going to be her getting it and me cooking it for all of us? Sorry.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
What?
But anyway,
at least you know it'll taste good.
Well, yeah, it'll taste good. But Barbara Gordon Batgirl is you could feasibly do a movie with her without having Batman or Robin in it, or Nightwing or anybody in it, and just tell the story of Barbara Gordon becoming Batgirl. And you can have pictures of Batman there because she admired Batman, and that's why she became Batgirl. But you easily could have did a movie and made it significant and made it like a coming of age for like a young college girl or high school girl with Batgirl. And that probably would have been better than the Wonder Woman movie.
I mean, think about it. They have that TV series for Supergirl, but they don't have a TV series for Batgirl. They should have done a movie first. Yeah. Beat Supergirl to the punch.
I didn't put Batgirl on my list. I didn't put. I love to. Okay, hold on a second. See here.
I don't know. She's just overall.
So Mark is saying, honestly, I love to have a Harley Quinn story and pull some Nord type scenes. Well, see, they already had a Harley Quinn movie with Birds of Prey. So I don't know if I didn't put the Harley Quinn on my list because we want to see the Harley Quinn movie. Well, okay, the next person I want to bring to light.
Not only that, she's not a good character. She's not a heroine.
She's like an anti-hero.
That's still not a heroine.
Harley Quinn is like an anti-hero. Yeah, it's still not a heroine. But if you can make a Punisher movie, you can make you already did a Harley Quinn movie anyway. But you can do a Punisher. You can do, or you can do a Punch
Yeah,
TV
she's like
show.
a
You can do
super
anything on.
edgy, edged out vigilante without being too much on the side of good. She hinders more
Well, yeah,
towards the side of bad because of the Joker.
Now here's the one thing too. Marvel's formula for doing movies was they didn't take the A characters from the Marvel universe. In actuality, when they first did Iron Man was more of a B character. And the first movie they did before Iron Man was Blade, which is definitely a B C character that nobody knew of. So I
liked
think
Spawn.
this character. Well, Spawn was a Marvel. Spawn was Image, I think.
I was
But
gonna
this
say I
character
don't care what he was. I love that movie as a kid.
This character here, Vixen, from the DC universe, they could have did a great movie about Vixen in the DC universe. Because Vixen originally came from Africa, and she has this totem that makes her copy the powers of different animals. And especially when you saw how good Black Panther did in movie theaters for Marvel, if you use a black character and make her come from Africa, you probably would have sold on that. So the Vixen superhero, Vixen has a good history too. I
was gonna say she would probably be the best one to pop out with because I mean, come on, we got enough white bitches running around on the screens and the silver screens as a main heroine for heroes, right? I mean, let's see some Spanish girls up there. Let's see some black girls, some Asian girls, somebody else. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
There's too many blonde white bitches running up there. I'm just saying. Not everybody. Sometimes.
I totally agree.
Sometimes.
I totally agree, and I totally agree, and I think you're absolutely right.
Katie's like nods. Yes.
Yes, so that's
up there. I'm sorry, I'm horrible. But no, that would have been the direction to go if you were going to go for heroines, because it's not even just females today either. Like black females, they find themselves more and more in power every year. Like the strong ass women, stronger than most women, and they have to be strong.
If you did a Vixen movie, you would
Where are the again superheroes with capes? Asian.
No, if you did a Vixen, you could have did so much with like Black Lives Matter. You could have did something with the race issue going on in America.
I mean, I could probably see the whole opening starting off with Buffalo Soldier. In the very beginning, somebody walking out of a convenience store and that's playing. Like that's literally how the movie would start. And then all of a sudden something happens to where it becomes robbed, and then Vixen pops in and just starts fucking shit up from the robbers right there. Bam, that's how the movie starts. That's already how you collect everybody and get them to start watching it. And that's like part of the trailer. Just that little clip right in the beginning.
Yeah, that little clip right there would be great. Mark says, I don't know, Birds of Prey wasn't really the movie I'd have wished for or even thought of when I think of Harley Quinn. I felt a little forced. It felt a little forced to me. I'm going to co-sign with you on that, Mark. I like Birds of Prey. I like the movie.
Sorry.
I like the movie. But well, you're late, but that's okay. We appreciate you coming and hang out. But no, I see what Mark's saying, and I think for a Harley Quinn movie to work better, they should have did Birds of Prey. They should have did the Harley Quinn they should have did the cartoon like they did the cartoon, Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, because they were twins, you know.
Poison Ivy's my favorite, and Harley Quinn's my second favorite. But I love Katie's comment because she went the same route I did. I'm sorry, the Raven and Starfire.
We were just talking
before the podcast
Katie,
started.
We were just talking about this before the podcast, and that's something Megan said. Raven and Starfire. I said, I said Starfire and Donna Troy, Wonder Girl.
Because they both don't either, but either of those two don't have their own comics after the Teen Titans. So you could literally turn them into a super powered female duo of kick-assery because Raven's the bad cop and Starfire's the good cop.
Oh, yeah.
They're
And
perfectly
Starfire be
balanced
having
out.
Starfire be trying to.
Wait, what?
Starfire be trying to. I'm sorry, I had a little accent there. Starfire be trying to kiss everybody to get their language. So that
Hey,
was different.
whatever works, man. It makes for a movie.
So if you guys know,
Call it
of
the
any
kissing girl.
superheroes, if you guys, yeah, there you go. If you guys know any female superheroes that would make from DC,
Blackfire.
that would make a good
Sorry, I love her.
Blackfire, but she's a villain.
Yeah, Starfire's sister as the villain for Starfire and Raven team up and make their own kick-assery movie. What?
And that's what she's looking at the comment that Katie made.
Joke style Harley Quinn.
And Mark saying, "Heck, I love a Joker."
He was trying to say
joke
Lady
style.
Deathstroke, but I get what you're saying. Because I like Lady Deadpool.
No, I mean the killing Lady Deadpool. Oh, you know. Okay, so the next person I have. No, this one, Bo. You talking about? You're going ahead on this. Lady Deathstrike would make a good movie. Lady Deathstrike. She was already in the movie as a villain. I don't know if she would make. I guess she would if you look behind Bo. If you go behind, like but you have to take it from a stance where Wolverine's not involved to make it good, I guess. And I'd call it Batman, but it really seems to
You would have to
Joker.
evolve his previous comment to have that make sense.
Yeah. But see, here you go. The Killing Joke. Yeah, but here's the thing about Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman movie. There was no. The villain didn't have a good story. So because the villain didn't have a good story, it didn't make it very good. Whenever you do a superhero movie, the villain has to have a better story than the hero in order for the movie to be kind of interesting. Like, you think about it, all the good superheroes.
That would make for a great movie, though. Sorry, because I'm off in my own little world and my brain's still thinking about exactly that Starfire and Raven kicking ass across the universe, beating up their family.
Yeah, let me get Starfire would be superheroes fighting their dysfunctional families. True, they would be. They would be. And
autocorrect is very stupid. I agree with you.
Stupid. Her and Labor were both in Weapon X. Lots of material there. Her and Logan were both from Weapon X. So it's lots of material. Yeah. So anybody. Actually, you know what, Bo? Marvel could do a Weapon X movie. Everybody who was in the Weapon X program or program, they could, because you got so many different characters that came from that program. Marvel could, instead of doing Lady Deathstrike, they could just do a weapon because you got all the characters besides Wolverine that came out of that. So they could do a weapon program movie and just be done with it, In any event, the next person I say that DC could have did a movie about was somebody who is very powerful, actually. Very powerful heroine. I'm trying to get the image up, so I'm trying to stall so the image can come up.
Is it Captain Planet?
No.
Stuff right there.
No.
Save the whales, guys.
Not Captain Planet.
Save the turtles.
No, not Captain Planet. Save the turtles. Why is this image not coming up for me? But in any event,
because it knows it should be
Zatanna.
Captain Planet.
Yeah. So, Zatanna, the musician, the magician, the sorcerer lady magician who works with the Justice League, and she has to say spells backwards and all magic. If you could do a show, if you had a movie about her, I think she's
Dude, that
appeared.
sounds
They've
dope.
had the character appear.
I want to watch that. That sounds cool, though.
Yeah,
It
like
sounds like Super Charmed, but with one person.
Yeah, yeah. She can say spells. I should do it backwards. So, but Zatanna would have made a good movie, A Lady with Magic, and it's a lesser known character where you don't have to really follow comic books as much because a lot of people don't know about Zatanna and what she can do.
You know what that just made me think of?
When you,
Sorry, you know how Raven says that thing forward, like Azrath, Metreon, Zinthos? I wonder what would happen if she ever said it backwards. Just makes me wonder. Would the universe just implode on itself? Would her magic attack her?
I don't know. Well,
sorry, she just made me think of that. But she looks pretty dope. I'd watch her. Raven's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
I mean, her dad's almost he's the god of chaos, isn't he? Something like that. But in Teen Titans, remember when she goes all white Raven, when she actually becomes enlightened to all of the spectrums of herself and all the different wavelengths of light that there are, when she becomes enlightened and she becomes basically pure white light instead of pure darkness. Even though she's pure darkness, she's still good, unlike her dad. You know what I mean? But whenever she becomes that pure white Raven, she's ridiculously strong. Like, I don't know.
I thought as a Dark Raven.
She's strong as Dark Raven, but hell, if when she's enlightened, it's ridiculous. It's like fighting the palm of Buddha. That's the hand of God right there coming down and smacking you.
Now, here's a character that we've seen before. She was in the Birds of Prey movie, but I think she would make a great if they did it right. And she's been on Arrow, and she's been on all the other
Raven and Teen Titans. Sorry, I was answering my mom's question.
But Black Widow. I mean, not Black Widow. Black Canary, rather.
I was going to say that's fun.
Yes, Black Canary. Black Canary. Black Canary. They did it in the Arrowverse already, and they did. I don't think they did it right in the Arrowverse, but you know they've had it. They've had her on the Birds of Prey movie, and they kind of did it right in the Birds of Prey movie. But I think this would make a really good movie because her mom was a hero before her, it's that way, and her dad was a police officer, and she became a hero because her dad died. He was a detective, and she wanted to follow moms. But I think she got married. Her husband died. But anyway, this is a woman who can kick anybody's ass, kind of like Black Widow, and has a screaming power that she does. And you look at her, you see this blonde beauty. So you don't think she can kick your ass, but she can. So Black Canary would make a great movie, better than Wonder Woman, no doubt. And
I say, man, I would have loved to have had Wonder Woman be played by Lucy Lawless whenever she was in her heyday as Xena. That I would have watched 100 times over.
Your mom says, didn't Canary get her own spinoff on this show? Not really. They were going to do something called Green Arrow and the Canaries, because in the future, Green Arrow's daughter takes up the mantle of Green Arrow, like years in the future, like 30 years from now. She takes over the mantle of Green
They're
Arrow.
all saying, oh my God, yes, to my Xena comment. Sorry.
Yeah. Xena would be...
she would have been the perfect Wonder Woman. She's already an Amazonian.
That would have been great. That would have been great. But yeah, but Lucy Lawless actually, she's not looking that bad really for her age. She might be able to get away with it.
She probably could. Or, I mean, if they
She
ever
might.
had a movie where you actually see Wonder Woman's parents, she could play Wonder Woman's mom. You know what I
No,
mean?
well, they already have actress playing Wonder Woman's mom, but Lucy Lawless probably would have been a good fit for Wonder Woman's mom. So the next person, the next DC hero
They miscast
that
her
they could have
already.
used is that. Well, okay. Now this is up your alley because you said you wanted more heroes of color. This is a Latino hero, um,
Mhm.
but
Getting spicy.
getting spicy. This is like she's a new addition. She's a Green Lantern.
Oh,
Her name
she's a
is
Green
Jessica
Lantern.
Cruz, and she's Green Lantern. Earth has like 5 or 6 Green Lanterns, and she's one of them. They have another Green Lantern who's a man who's a Muslim. But
I'm gonna be her for
the
Halloween.
DC trying to no, but she's Jessica Cruz is a Green Lantern. She's Latino background, and the thing about this is they could have did a movie with her. They could have introduced the Green Lantern to the DC universe. Number one, and had a movie about a strong woman character. Number two, and
Wait,
had a woman with a character. She has what?
I was gonna say, how
She
many
has
Green Lanterns did you say Earth has?
Earth has Guy Gardner, Hal Jordan, um, John Stewart. Um, I forget the other guy's name. He's new, but the Muslim guy. I forget his name. And they have
Are
Jessica
they
Cruz. And they have
all
Kyle
living
Rayner
at the
too, I
same
think.
exact time on the same
Yep.
plane? Like
All
not in a
they
different
have their
multiverse? So yeah,
no,
you're right. They
they're
could have done a
they're
movie
all
about this chick to introduce her into the Green Lantern thing. Cause like straight up, you could have just done what was it? Had all the Green Lanterns meet in the movie, but had her be the main premise of the movie. You start off with her and end up with all the Green Lanterns kicking some super foe's ass. Just saying.
see. And the thing about it is that yeah, oh yeah. And the thing about it is that she also has, and this has been great too. She also has a psychological problem where she's her character starts off in the comic books being scared of people. Like she's a recluse. She locks herself in a room. She doesn't want to be around people. She has that phobia where she doesn't where she wants just to be alone and she wants to, seclude herself
She's
from the
got
world.
super anxiety.
Yeah. And she's scared to go out into public. So that was her, when she got the ring, she had this human fear that you never see a superhero have. Then she's Latino, then she's a woman, and she gets this powerful ring.
I'm trying not to eat on camera and keep seeing you sneak pieces.
I know. And then when I'm smaller like this, I try to take a piece of it smaller. Anyway, she's on there and she has this power. She gets this powerful ring, but she's scared to use it because she has fear, and she's scared to go out in public because she has fear of going out in public. But she has
That
this
makes her
ring.
the
She has to.
perfect superhero, though, because if you have that much fear, you're afraid to use your power. That means you're really only going to use it if it's a necessity.
Yes. So she has to struggle with being this powerful now, and
She
trying
can
not
handle it.
and acclimate to society. So that was a very that's a very good character that you could have introduced, and at the same time, for your next project on having a Justice movie, you would have had a Green Lantern.
Yeah, you could have literally just made a 3-part
You
trilogy for the Green
you would have had
Lantern
a
by
Green
introducing having like what the first 2 new Green Lanterns and the first one as the main ones, then the 2 that came previous to those 2, and then the original 2 Green Lanterns from Earth, and then have them all meet up in a Super 4 fourth movie for a fucking
You need to
kick-ass
write
Super Green Lantern.
you need to write that out and send it to DC. Write it out.
Hey man, I
Don't
wouldn't be
worry about it.
surprised if they're listening in on me. I've noticed that a lot of the times whenever I say stuff on video games, when I'm in like a party or something, or on the game's actual party chat system itself, somehow my ideas end up being the next thing at what next year. There's like this movie that I just like cracked a joke about in the middle of the game, and it didn't exist the year prior, but now it's a thing this next coming year. That's happened before. I'm like, okay. I called Jack the Giant Slayer a year before it came out. Year before it came out. Exact title and everything. It was a joke originally, and then that movie came out. It was kind of funny.
Gotta get Ryan Reynolds and make funny. I don't think you can get Ryan Reynolds to do a Green Lantern movie.
No. I don't think she was talking about for Green Lantern. I think she was talking about for Xena beforehand.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think she was talking. She might have been talking about for Wonder Woman, but she possibly had seen the movie. I don't know.
Ryan Reynolds did the
Elaborate,
original Green Lantern movie. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds did the original Green Lantern movie that bombed. So, I don't think he would go back to that character. Anyway,
now I'm just gonna watch it because you said Ryan Reynolds was Green Lantern. I'm just gonna watch it because of him now.
This movie sucked ass.
Even Ryan suck ass, but it's still Ryan Reynolds.
Even Ryan Reynolds will tell you, like, don't watch that movie. It stinks. Like, do something better with your time. Let's be in this movie. So
watch I have it rewrite in my head.
There you go. I have a superheroine that not a lot of people know of. That is a DC character, and I used to love this character when I was younger because I used to read books. But she really didn't even have any power. But she was a hero in the 40s during World War II. She was a hero in America. But her name was Liberty Bell. Here she is. And the only power she really had is that it's weird. I think how it was. If you made the Liberty Bell chime, the actual Liberty Bell in Philadelphia that's like cracked and that's with the rate, if you rang the Liberty Bell, she got stronger.
So wait. If you continuously ring the Liberty Bell over and over and over and over and over again, you could essentially make that bitch almost as strong as Superman. Physically wise.
I think that's how it works. She gets stronger when you ring the Liberty Bell.
So she's the reason why the Liberty Bell's cracked.
I guess. I don't know. She got stronger when you ring the Liberty Bell. That's what
like
she did.
some kids went over there and tried to ring the Liberty Bell because of her, and it cracked the Liberty Bell, even though that was before she was ever concocted in someone's brain.
No, it's comic book. Who knows? They could have made it so she was around back then. So, but Liberty Bell was actually a really cool hero. She led a DC team in the 40s called the All-Star Squadron. And I liked her as a character back in those days. So she was really good. That's DC character that
she's not a Nazi, is she? She looks slightly Aryan to me.
She fought Nazis.
Okay.
She fought Nazis.
That's a liberty I can get behind.
She fought Nazis very well, yes. Yeah, she was all about liberty and justice and all that kind of stuff. So,
well, it was a joke because of what our next podcast is going to be on Thursday. Because remember, they had a lady in that one called Liberty too.
Yeah. Okay. So since Megan gave it away, hey Megan, do you want to change it instead of Thursday? Do you change it to Sunday?
I mean, I guess. Doesn't bother me any. It makes it a little easier because then I don't have to do it on a day when I'm watching my nephew. And
okay, Sunday So next Sunday we're going to be talking about The Boys because we both like The Boys, and a lot of people like The Boys. And we're going to be breaking down The Boys. I don't know how we're going to do. We're going to put a special. We're going to put a spin on it, and we don't know what spin we're going to put on it yet. But we're going to put a spin on The Boys. So but the last hero I want to talk about from DC that they couldn't do a movie about, other than Wonder Woman, because that movie sucked. That's my opinion.
You know what it could
But
be?
it's-
What type of hero types that didn't show in season 1 and 2 that you might be seeing in season 3? Because I know there's going to be a season 3. The way
Oh,
that
yeah,
they
it has-
ended it with
It has
what's
to
his
be. It
whole.
has to be.
Katie, you should really watch
Um,
The Boys. You will love that show. Absolutely love that show. You'll like the one dude. He'll
So
probably
that-
remind you of your soda.
So the last hero, the last superhero, that I want to say from DC Universe that
She looks
could have that we
badass.
could have saw. Yeah, well, this is the Huntress. The Huntress originally, and
She's
she was
already
supposed to
her own
see-
title. That would make a killer fucking movie title. Like I would go see a movie titled that, The Huntress, without even knowing what it's about.
The Huntress was originally when she was really conceived. She was from Earth 2, and she was the daughter of Catwoman and Batman. But when DC did Crisis on Infinite Earths,
That's why
they
she
killed
looks
her.
so badass.
Yeah, so she was the daughter of Catwoman and Batman, and they killed her when
How
they
you
did Crisis on Infinite Earths back in '85.
Kill something so
But they
awesome,
brought her-
though.
Well, she wasn't always this awesome looking. Her old costume, I can't get it up, but her old costume wasn't this awesome looking. But anyway,
I don't care. It's the
when
spawn
they-
of
when they-
Batman and Catwoman.
yeah, I know.
Just-
I know.
she
I
could
know.
look like a beanpole, and she'd still be
And she
awesome.
was on- and they took the character. They took the character. And they put the character on. They had a TV show called Birds of Prey back in the '90s on TV. And when they had that TV show back in the '90s, Huntress was on that, and she was the daughter of Batman and Catwoman, and she had like cat-like powers also, and she kicked ass on that show. Now the Huntress is a daughter of a mob boss, and the mob boss's family got killed. She got stowed away, and she learned how to fight in Italy by mob people and overseas. They taught her how to fight and kill and become an assassin. And she came back to Gotham to get revenge. And eventually Batman finds her, and she befriends Batman or whatever. And she's the Huntress.
I
Now,
think that's
she
how
was,
I know of her. I think I'd rather
Yeah.
have the spawn of Catwoman and Batman. Because that
Oh,
sounds better. But the mob boss
What?
thing does sound pretty damn cool to be raised by
Okay.
mobsters, only become a vigilante for good for Batman.
And what had happened was, what had happened was her whole family was assassinated, and they thought they killed her too. And she laid there, and she laid there, and she got away from death. And one of the mobsters that was supposed to kill her, I think, felt bad about killing her and stowed her away. So
Oh, so
on
you
the
have
Harley
a
Quinn movie,
not inherently all dick mobster that actually had a slight heart of gold who decided not to kill a child.
right? Exactly.
Sounds like my
Exactly.
kind of
Now,
mobster.
Uh,
He's the one I want to owe
yeah,
money
well,
to. I might actually keep my kneecaps.
Yeah. Now, here you go. Okay, so she was in the Birds of Prey movie, Harley Quinn Birds of Prey movie, and she was done quite well in that movie. But you still, just like Black Canary was in that movie, you still could have took that character and put them in their own movie, or put her in their own movie as a. And she fights with a you might like this. She fights with a she fights with a crossbow.
Really?
So she shoots people with a crossbow.
What does she load her crossbow
Which is
with?
good.
That's important.
Arrows. Arrows. She
Well,
loads with arrows, man.
you typically load crossbows with bolts. They're not called
Well,
arrows.
I guess they're bolts then. That's what she loads them with, and she's badass. So that's
Oh
Huntress,
shit,
and
crossbow.
we could either. Could you imagine a movie with? Could you imagine a movie with like a female Batman running around kicking everybody's ass? That
Mom
would be the
said
movie.
she's
That's the
down
movie I
for
would watch.
Huntress. She's got the crossbow. She's all in for Huntress.
Her favorite weapon? Okay. That is, yes, nice. My favorite weapon. Yep, a crossbow. And why is Dion having a crossbow not even surprise me? I don't.
Because it's my mom, and it's a medieval
Yeah,
weapon.
yeah,
I'm surprised she
I'm not
doesn't
even
have a catapult.
Yeah. Okay.
See that they should do, like what is it? How they have the video games like DC versus Marvel or Injustice? That's what it's called. They have the video
Injustice?
game Injustice because didn't they do like a movie for that already?
No, they didn't do a movie. I
No?
don't think for Justice. It's
They
a
need
comic
to.
book. It's a comic book, but not. Yeah,
They
I might
need to
play
do a
Justice
movie because
tonight.
they have two video games for it already. Once you have two video games pumped out for it, where's your movie? you're
Yeah,
getting slow here.
I might. I might. You know what? I might play Justice tonight. When I get off with you, I think I might play Justice.
I was
Can't get
gonna
more old school than
probably
that.
hop on near Automata because I'm behind on
Yeah,
that game.
either I might play Injustice or I might play Tekken because I love Tekken.
And both are good games. So
Tekken's my game. I can if I use the old man way, I'll be beating Tekken.
but hey Hachi,
Yeah, I cannot be beat if I use Wang. I can. No one can beat me in Tekken. I'm that good. I'm that confident. Tekken's like my spades game. Nobody can beat me.
Soul Cal 2, I'll let you use Hachi and I'll whoop your ass with every character.
That is a bet. I'll use Wang.
Including
And
Spawn.
I can. Well, no. No. I don't do so. I got Soul Calibur. I just don't do Soul Calibur. Anyway,
I'm ridiculous
we're
at
gonna
that
move
game.
back on. We're gonna move back onto our list. And you have mentioned I didn't pull up Domino, but you have mentioned other superheroes that we would like to see movies in. And from the Deadpool 2 movie, we got to look at a Domino character, and she was kind of cool. She was very
I
cool.
loved her in Deadpool 2. The person that they got to play Domino, she was pretty, like extra pretty, but she sold that character that like I'm so lucky nothing can happen to me. It's like a lot of the people that I know as friends and even my boyfriend, they're like, oh, she's got to be seeing into the future, like a few seconds or a few minutes into the future in order to get away with doing half the shit she does into that movie. She's not lucky. She's just psychic. I'm like, she is psychic. The bitch is all about luck. It's just like with Black Widow. She's extra lucky. She gets away with some things that most people would not be able to humanly pull off.
Black Widow's just trained. She's not lucky, she's trained.
Yeah, but some of the stuff she pulls off looks like it's luck. You got to admit that. A lot of the shit that Black Widow pulls off looks like it's really luck, not just training. Because you can't, unless she's a super nerd scientist up here, half that shit you can't calculate like that quickly.
Okay, I get what you're saying. But sometimes when you see Black Widow in the movie, in order to make the movie, hold on a second. You know, sometimes we got to stop to shut people down on certain things. One space win does not make you a champion. Wow. Megan, do you think if your mom came to town? But do you think if your mom came to town with anybody she wanted to, you think any partner she gets can beat you and me in spades?
Yeah, how about this? She can have my boyfriend as a partner because he thinks he's a really good spades player. And I told him, watch, me and my Uncle Kenny will mop the floor with you. And he's like, all right, bring it.
Yeah.
So he wants to have a spades game with you.
Really? He ain't ready for that kind of smoke.
He ain't ready. I already told him that.
He ain't ready for that. You let him know he's not ready for that smoke.
Mom, stop talking shit about spades on the podcast.
Yeah, you know, yeah, we don't want to embarrass you, Dion, but we did whoop your ass easily. I'm just saying, because if I remember correctly, I was laughing most of the time.
Oh, she puppy. She's snoring behind me.
I was pretty. If I remember, I was pretty much laughing most of the time as we were eating. And we were just chilling. I mean, you were kind of nervous because I see the sweat pour from your head, but you know.
Well, no offense, her partner was definitely drunk, so.
Well, once you sit down at the table, if you can't handle the smoke, I can't help you. A whooping's a whooping.
If you can't handle the smoke, get a different dealer.
So, but anyway, in any event, though, we're about up on an hour here now, and we went through all the women. Now, if you haven't seen the Wonder Woman movie, I think it sucks. But do me a favor, go see it, and let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. We have a Nerd Nation Facebook page, so check us out on our Nerd Nation Facebook page and leave comments for us and let us know what you think of us. Next Sunday at 9:00, we're going to be talking about The Boys. We've already seen season 1 and season 2, and we're going to be talking about The Boys.
It's on Hulu.
Yes, Katie, you haven't seen The Boys. The Boys on Hulu?
I don't know if she's seen it yet or not. It is on Hulu. Is that what I was? No, I was watching it on Amazon Prime Video. That's what I was watching it on. Sorry, I was watching Future Man on Hulu. Because that show's hysterical too.
Your mom is too much. Dude, you took advantage of a disabled person. I don't understand.
No, we took advantage of your drunk partner. Who kept yelling at me for pulling spades.
You don't sit down. Yeah, you don't sit down at a spades table and then start making excuses. That's not how we do it. But anyway, next week we're going to be talking about The Boys. I'm trying to think of what twist we're going to put on this, but we're going to be talking about The Boys, the characters, the development, and what we expect to see in the next season of The Boys. If you read the Boys comic book, please feel free to come and join in the comic, because I don't read the book. I just look at the show.
I don't read the comic. I watch the show as well.
Yes, the show.
I didn't even know it had a comic, and now that I know, I might try to find it online for free.
Yeah, try to find it online, or try to find it. Or if you go to Borders, or you go to Barnes and Nobles, they'll have a trade in there, or you go to Cubs where they'll be trade for
Borders. I haven't seen a
There's
Borders.
No more Borders, but Barnes and Nobles.
So long.
Yeah, Barnes and Nobles.
They got my favorite place. Fuck
really?
Barnes and Nobles. I don't want to go there. I want to go to Borders or Books A Million. They're okay, but I'd rather go to Borders. Borders had a wider selection of manga. It had a better selection for how to draw manga books, because a lot of the other places have the really crude American-styled ones or like the Korean style. I don't really like those. I want 100% Japanese style how to draw manga.
Barnes and Noble has all that, doesn't it?
It has it, but it doesn't have the selection I look for. I'm highly picky.
That's we can make that one of our nerd shows, talking about Barnes and Nobles and
bookstores.
And what you find in bookstores. Us nerds, we like to read too. But in any event, I'm Kenny and this is Megan, and we are finished for the day talking about what superheroines we would love to have seen instead of that trashy Wonder Woman movie that we got. So, that being said, we're going to be back next week talking about The Boys, Nerd Nation podcast at 9:00. And I might give them I might. Oh, you know what else is happening next week too?
No,
That's the 17th. Oh,
my
after next week.
birthday.
Okay. No. Your birthday's next week?
My birthday's on the
Which one?
22nd. It's 12 days from now.
Oh, okay. My daughter's birthday is next week sometime. Mackenzie's birthday is like the 14th. This is like 4 days from now. So, anyway,
Capricorn.
next week, yeah, yeah. So next week we're going to be talking about the boys. Come back 9 o'clock next Sunday. Hang out with us. Leave your messages. Talk with us. Have a good time with us. We don't, come.
My
Pour
mom
yourself a
said
drink.
she's gonna be sick whenever she comes to town, so you can't play spades. She says she plans on being sick. Apparently, I don't know what that means.
If you don't want to get beat, if you don't want to get beaten spades by me, I would act like I'm sick too. If I thought that if I thought I would have to play me in spades, I would get sick because I'm that good.
Mhm.
I don't lose. I don't lose.
I don't want to play you in spades. I play as your partner, and I know I'm gonna get my ass kicked if I'm not your partner. Mom said she didn't say shit.
She didn't say that. She didn't say that shit. She's scared. She's scared.
Do you have Amazon? Because if you can, send her the link. Because I was watching it at my boyfriend's house on his TV.
Yeah, I'll text her. We'll talk. But in any event.
Oh, those are party
next
emojis,
Sunday,
dude. It looks like he's got one of those little anal thermometers in his mouth and one of those cold bags on his head.
Oh. Yeah, that's a party emoji? Okay.
Yep. It's a party emoji.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be a little
can-
blue party
I
hat.
Yeah.
They should have made the party hat green or something.
Yeah, they should. Well, the
Is that
green
little
dude was
thing
throwing
looks
up.
like one of those blue
Yeah.
like ice bags you put.
Yeah.
Mom, your
If it was
ass
green,
is
you would've thought-
metal.
Yeah. Bite my shiny metal ass. All
Yes,
right.
Bender.
That being said, I don't want to.
On that note,
On that note,
I think
look,
we're done
thanks for hanging
here.
out with us. Yeah, I think we're done here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for having a good time with us. Don't do anything we would do every week, and enjoy yourself. Be safe and come back and hang with us next week here on Nerd Nation Podcast. Wait a minute.
Oh, sayonara.
Sayonara. I'm having technical problems here. I can't even sign off.
Always, we
Hold on a
gotta
second.
have one technical difficulty at least, if not two.
I'm having technical. Wait a minute. I am having technical difficulty. Hold on a second. Yeah, here it is. All right. So there we go. Come with us next week. Thanks for hanging with us tonight. God bless you all and keep living.
What? Oh, yasumi nasai.
Wait, I did.